I'm about to do some scribe work. I thought that you might want to, you know, have a peek over my shoulder and see what I do.
So I've got the Festool all set up. This is what I really like to use for scribing against plaster. It's very light, nice clean cut for one blade, and obviously got the extraction set up. So this is the room in question. So right now, I want to, you can see there now, I know a lot of boys out there, or a lot of people just caulk it. Who cares? It's not how I like to work. But I'm going to scribe this panel, I'm going to scribe that filler, and I'm going to scribe that filler. So this is the tool I'm using, which I've already got my offset set. And what I mean by offset, this here, the front of this to the front of this needs to be 20 millimeters out. At the moment it's like 24, something like that. So I'm going to scribe 4 mil off the back end of this panel, and yeah, we'll just crack on and I'll show you the finish. That's much nicer. So progress is going quite well. Now I'm up to scribing this filler. So this filler in particular needs to look like. Okay, so first up we need to get the filler up on here, which I've just sort of done a couple of steps ahead. I figured you should know how to screw a uscribe jig on, but this is a uscribe jig. I find it very, very helpful and handy for what I'm doing here. And basically this, if I can line it up, will basically make your filler flush with the inside of the cabinet, which gives me a 16 mil offset of my filler. So all I have to do is measure from here to here, make sure it's 16, set my scribe tool, and away you go. So just give me a minute, let me set this in. Okay, so that's done. For this particular task, I'm using this form of scribe. And as you can see, I've basically set my pencil further back so that my needle sits further out. And the main reason why is so I can run that into the wall. I can see when I'm sitting nice and true, and away you go. So just a handy little tip for you. Now I set my scribe to line up with this part of the pencil right here. So I haven't gone this side of the pencil, the center of the pencil, because as you can see, that started off as a fine tip. So I've just basically lined this front part up where I need it, and that's what I'm going to work to. So that means when I go to buzz this, I am literally going to work. Sorry, she just doesn't want to focus. There. I'm literally going to work to this side of the line, right here. I'm not going to cross that line, otherwise I'm going to have gaps and imperfections in my whole filler. So as you can see, I'm getting pretty close to this line now, and this is basically what I'm after. I want to leave that line on there, and I'm going to continue that right the way down. And the other thing that's pretty crucial is you'll see that when I'm doing this with the plane, how I'm keeping to that line and with the control is by leaning back. And what this allows me to do is, as you can see there, I'm hard in the back, but in the front I have a gap. So that's the previous angle I'm on. This is the new angle I'm on, and all this does is if I want to take more off, I physically can. I just need to roll forward, and if I want to take less off, I just roll back. And however it turns out in the back, Not that it doesn't matter, but it really doesn't matter because all I care about is this front edge so that I can get it nice and crisp. So for the next part, I use my Japanese Kukuri. It's like a 40, there you go, 42mm hand plane. And what I'm basically trying to do is, where are we? Where was I? Just here. You can see just here, if I can get this to focus. Now that is practically full pencil line, and if I come back here, you'll see that I'm practically not full pencil line. So all I'm doing is just easing my way closer to the pencil line, and then we'll go over dry fit. So there you go. Fits like a glove. Just finished screwing it all in, nice and practically flush. But I'd be happy with that in my home.